And now it is my honor to introduce Crown's keynote speaker, Guy Kawasaki.
Before I even begin, I gotta ask you, please stand up. I just love your outfit. Wow. That wasn't available from where I rented this. I would have done that too. So, listen, students, faculty, family, staff, friends, distinguished educators, I am so happy to be here. You know, I do a lot of public speaking, and there is no greater honor than speaking at a college commencement address. I'm telling you. So it is my great honor to be here. So to write this speech, I went through 3 steps. First, I asked my kids, their partners, and recent college graduates if they remembered the key message of their commencement speech. And not one said they did. Not one. 0. Nadia. The best recollection any of them had was, quote, Sheryl Sandberg, the former chief operating officer of Facebook, talked about how her husband died. And I must be honest, I can't remember the topic of my commencement speeches too, and I attended 2 in the last month. So my second step, I thought maybe this is because of the kinds of kids I raised, or maybe it's the people I hang out with at Pleasure Point. So I extended my search to a LinkedIn poll. 80,000 impressions, 864 votes. 77% could not remember the message of their commencement speech. Now, how can this be? I must say, I can't blame you because, oh my God, this is one of the most exciting days of your life. So third, guess what I did? Guess what I did? What would any geek do? I asked ChatGPT. So I asked ChatGPT, what does a good commencement speech do? And let me read you the answer. A good commencement speech typically aims to, 1, inspire and motivate graduates as they transition to the next phase of their life. 2, reflect on the shared experiences and achievements of the graduating class. 3, impart wisdom, sharing valuable life lessons or personal insights. 4, encourage graduates to pursue their passions and make a positive impact in the world. 5, connect with the audience through personal stories, humor, and relatable content. 6, leave the audience with memorable and thought-provoking messages. That's a lot of goals to accomplish in 7 minutes. I don't think any speaker could do that. But I'm telling you, just between you and me, don't let it go beyond this place. The goal of most commencement speakers is to get a standing ovation. Yeah. FYI, there are only 2 kinds of commencement speakers. One wants a standing ovation, and the other is lying. So here we are. I have 2 goals for my commencement speech. One is that 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, or from 5 decades, you just remember one thing from this speech. And that thing is, always ask the question, what's missing? I learned this by interviewing over 200 remarkable people on my podcast. These are people like Jane Goodall, Olivia Juliana, Mark Rober, Steve Wozniak, Neil deGrasse Tyson. They were curious, even skeptical. They questioned assumptions and givens. In some way, manner, or form, they always asked the question, what's missing? This simple question will help you avoid mistakes, avoid getting bamboozled, and avoid risking your life and limb. And it will help you make a difference. So I want you to invoke it when something doesn't pass the sniff test. It doesn't feel right. It sounds too good or too bad to be true. I want you to invoke it when you want to figure out what kind of product or service or art to create. And I want you to invoke it when you want to make a difference. I want you to invoke it when you encounter failure and difficulty. Because there are going to be times you have to ask yourself the question, what are you missing? What are you not doing? In fancy words, this is a way to preserve your individual autonomy, because your individual autonomy is going to be attacked. Let me provide a few examples of how to use the question, what's missing? Suppose someone you care about says that they are not going to college because they read that Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and Steve Jobs didn't get college degrees. Clearly, these are trillionaires and billionaires. You don't need a college degree to be successful. Now you ask, what's missing? How about the percentage of Fortune 500 CEOs that do have college degrees? And how about the percentage of people without college degrees that went on to run large companies? Can you see how a small, tiny data set of Zuckerberg, Jobs, and Gates can lead you wrong? Another example. I think that Steve Wozniak asked what's missing when he created the Apple I and co-founded Apple. He asked why you had to work for NASA, the government, or go to Stanford to use a computer. What's missing? What's missing was a cheap, easy-to-use personal computer. So those are two examples of why you need to always ask, what's missing? Recently we had another sort of controversial issue where an NFL place kicker in a commencement address said that women's most important role is to be a homemaker. Don't get me wrong, homemaking is a great thing, but you have to ask what's missing when someone says like that. What did he base this speech on? What is his expertise in the subject of achievement and happiness of women? Has he been tested for concussions lately? Listen. I may not be Taylor Swift, but I find his words unacceptable. I wonder if he got a standing ovation. So listen to this. I'm sorry, I haven't given you the typical rah, believe in yourself, you can do anything, pursue your passions, be all you can be commencement speech. You're probably tired of hearing those kind of sentiments. And I tell you, you can go to YouTube and watch dozens of those right after the latest episode of Squirrel Olympics or exploding shipping boxes. But I hope I'm giving you a tip to help you lead an intelligent, informed, and remarkable life. So, 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, or 5 decades from now, when someone asks you what your commencement speech was about, I hope you say, I learned to ask what's missing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I had in my last line of these notes to say, and now the only thing that's missing is a standing ovation, but I chickened out.
Thank you very much, Teresa and Guy, for these speeches. Guy's speech was really remarkable. Both of them were, but and we're thinking, how can we thank Guy for this wonderful speech? And this is not an easy thing to do. But since he mentioned Pleasure Point, we thought maybe a surfer's kit would do. So here's the surfer's kit.